Daniel, a quiet architect who prefers solitude, returns to his peaceful suburban street after a long day. The late summer light casts a golden glow over the neighborhood. From across the hedge, his new neighbor, Grace, waves warmly, elegant yet distant, her smile carrying an unspoken melancholy. Grace invites him for tea, saying she wants to get to know each other. Inside her charming yet strangely cold home, their conversation turns unexpectedly deep. She asks, "Have you ever looked at someone and felt they were living a life that wasn't theirs?" The question lingers, hinting at something painful beneath her poised exterior. Daniel's unease grows as he notices bruises on Grace's wrist and her anxious glances toward her phone. When her husband Ethan arrives unexpectedly, his presence dominates the room, charming on the surface but controlling underneath. Grace immediately withdraws. Moments later, Daniel hears raised voices and the crash of something breaking, realizing their perfect facade hides something dark. Daniel, still raw from his recent divorce, carries the weight of betrayal. His ex-wife's affair with his business partner shattered both his marriage and career. Seeking solace, he moved to this quiet neighborhood to rebuild his life in silence, clinging to his work and the faint hope of emotional renewal. Grace's life, meanwhile, is a portrait of quiet suffocation. Once a passionate artist, she abandoned her dreams after marrying Ethan, a man whose charm hides control. Her days now revolve around perfection, smiling at parties, keeping a flawless home, while her spirit fades, trapped inside a beautifully gilded cage. Daniel begins noticing unsettling details, flickering lights, distant arguments, Grace's vacant stare in the rain. When she visits with a pie, her trembling smile feels like a silent cry for help. Daniel senses their connection runs deeper than chance, two wounded souls sensing danger behind fragile walls of normalcy. One tense evening, a frantic knock startles Daniel. Grace stands there, pale and trembling, clutching a small wooden box to her chest. Her voice quivers as she whispers, "If anything happens to me, promise you'll open this." Before Daniel can respond, Ethan's car pulls into the driveway and Grace flees. That night, Daniel hears shouting from next door, Grace's muffled voice, Ethan's rage, then a sudden chilling silence. Sleep evades him as unease twists in his gut. By morning, Grace is gone. Ethan casually tells neighbors she left to visit her mother, but his hollow tone fuels Daniel's suspicion. Haunted by dread, Daniel opens the wooden box. Inside are Polaroids of Grace, her skin marred by bruises, and a flash drive marked "For the Truth." When he plays the files, Ethan's cold voice fills the room, confessing to corporate fraud and years of manipulation. The danger becomes real. Daniel wrestles with a growing storm inside him. Every instinct tells him to stay out of it, yet Grace's terrified eyes haunt him. The recordings reveal her courage. She was gathering proof to escape Ethan's control. Her pain mirrors his own past betrayal, igniting a quiet, dangerous sense of responsibility. When Daniel brings the evidence to the police, he's met with polite dismissal. Ethan's power runs deep. Friends-in-law, money and politics. Soon, Ethan begins visiting Daniel, all smiles and veiled threats. Each encounter feels like a warning. Stay quiet. Fear curls around Daniel's once peaceful life. Then Laura, his ex-wife, reappears unexpectedly, claiming Ethan approached her for business. The message is clear. Ethan knows his weaknesses. Old wounds reopen, and Daniel feels the same helplessness he once lived through. Grace's silence becomes his mirror, forcing him to confront his fear and decide what he truly stands for. Late one night, Daniel receives an email from Grace, sent weeks earlier, programmed to arrive now. In the video, she looks calm yet resolute. "If you're seeing this, I probably didn't make it out. But someone has to stop him." Her final message reignites Daniel's determination to uncover the truth. Driven by guilt and purpose, Daniel sneaks into Ethan's house under cover of darkness. The front door, strangely unlocked, creaks open to reveal Grace's long-abandoned art studio, now alive with unfinished canvases. One painting shows her face divided between light and shadow. Behind it, he discovers a hidden safe full of incriminating documents. Before Daniel can escape, Ethan emerges from the shadows, gun raised. She thought she could escape by painting her truth. Pathetic, he spits. A violent struggle ensues. The gun fires and Ethan collapses. Moments later, police sirens wail, summoned by a timed email Grace had sent. Exposing everything. Ethan's arrest makes national headlines. Charges of fraud, abuse, and attempted murder expose his carefully built empire. The neighborhood that once admired the perfect couple is now haunted by whispers of what really happened inside that beautiful house. Grace's body is never recovered, but Daniel feels she is finally free. With Grace's recordings and documents, Daniel testifies in court, his quiet courage inspiring others. The story becomes known as The Suburban Secret, a tale of truth buried beneath perfection. Moved by Grace's strength, Daniel reopens his architecture firm under a new mission, Designs for Survivors, helping victims rebuild both homes and hope. Months later, a small parcel arrives with no return address. Inside lies a canvas, sunlight piercing through a cracked window, signed only with a simple G. Daniel smiles through tears, understanding instantly. Grace survived. She is healing, creating again, and from somewhere far away, she's watching him rebuild too. In the final scene, Daniel stands in his newly reopened studio, sunlight streaming through tall windows. On the main wall hangs Grace's painting, the one she sent him, light breaking through the cracks. It feels alive, almost breathing, as if it carries the heartbeat of her unspoken strength and hope. A young client pauses to admire it. "Who painted that?" she asks, curious. Daniel's eyes soften. "Someone who taught me that sometimes. Survival is its own masterpiece," he replies quietly. His voice trembles with both sorrow and gratitude, the weight of everything he's lived through settling into calm acceptance. He turns toward the window, the same porch where Grace once waved on that late summer afternoon. The golden light catches the edge of the painting, making it glow. For an instant, he sees her smile again, free, serene, untouchable. Pain has become purpose. Silence has become peace.